Welcome to another deep dive. This time, we'll be looking at Song of Solomon.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most, I think, beautiful and maybe for some people a little bit mysterious parts of the Bible. But within a Christian context, it really has some amazing things to say about love and intimacy and faith.
Yeah, I think one of the most fascinating things about the Song of Solomon is how it utilizes such rich imagery and symbolism to really dig deeper into those concepts.
Right.
So it's poetry.
Yeah.
And it's not just straightforward prose, and that poetic language helps us understand the depth of those concepts.
Yeah.
For instance, you see these really vivid descriptions like cheeks comely with rows of jewels, or lips like a thread of scarlet.
Yeah, it's so captivating. It's almost like you're stepping into this vibrant tapestry or something,
Right.
But it's more than just beautiful words.
Right. These descriptions carry deeper spiritual meanings.
Okay.
So, for example, you have the image of a garden. Now, while it might conjure up images of beauty and abundance, it can also symbolize spiritual growth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, a garden needs tending, care, and nourishment to flourish, just like our relationship with God.
That's a beautiful analogy. It makes you think about, how we can actively cultivate our faith and nurture it to help it grow.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the beloved who's mentioned throughout the poem?
Yeah, the beloved can be seen as a representation of Christ, and the passionate language that's used to describe their love becomes this really beautiful metaphor for God's immense love for us.
Wow. So it's not just a love story between two people. It's a reflection of something much deeper.
Exactly.
And speaking of love, that really is the heart of Song of Solomon, isn't it?
Absolutely. It celebrates the beauty and joy of romantic love and physical intimacy within the context of a committed relationship. It reminds us that God created us to experience these things, but it also kind of goes a step further.
So,
it helps us to understand that this celebration of human love within the context of marriage can be a beautiful reflection of God's love for humanity.
yeah, that reminds me of that passage, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. It's so passionate. It's almost intoxicating,
Right. It really captures the joy and delight of experiencing true love, whether that's the love between two people or the love between a believer and God.
Yeah.
And you see that same kind of intensity of longing for connection in another verse, which says, "Stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love."
Yeah, it's like that, the speaker is just yearning for closeness. And that resonates with me, on a personal level, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We've all felt that deep longing for connection in our lives, whether it's with, a loved one or in our spiritual journey.
Exactly. And that yearning is this powerful reminder that love can be this driving force that motivates us to seek deeper connections. And then there's that powerful statement about love's enduring nature. "Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death."
Oh, that one always gives me chills.
Yeah.
It really emphasizes how strong and lasting true love can be.
It's like almost like a declaration of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think about the unwavering love that God has for us, a love that's meant to last for eternity.
Yeah. It's a beautiful reminder that love, both human and divine, has incredible strength and permanence.
Mm-hmm.
And that theme of enduring love seems to connect to another recurring idea in Song of Solomon, the search for the beloved. We see, the woman in the poem constantly seeking her beloved, experiencing moments of separation, and then, those beautiful reunions.
Right. And that search for the beloved can be viewed as a metaphor for our own spiritual journey. As Christians, we often find ourselves seeking a deeper connection with God. And the joy that we experience when we feel that connection is very much reflected in the Song of Solomon.
Yeah, it's like the poem is saying that the pursuit of love, whether it's for a romantic partner or for God, can be this transformative experience, filled with both challenges and immense joy.
Exactly. And that journey of seeking and finding isn't just about the destination. It's about the growth and transformation that happen along the way.
Yeah.
And that leads us to another crucial theme woven throughout the poem, the idea of personal growth and transformation within the context of love.
Yes. You see how the lovers inspire and challenge each other to become, better versions of themselves.
Right.
It's like they're helping each other to blossom and grow.
It's a powerful image that mirrors the process of spiritual growth. within the Christian faith. Just as iron sharpens iron, our relationships can refine us and help us grow in our relationship with God.
Yeah, it's like the Song of Solomon is saying that true love in all its forms should inspire us to become the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
And that growth often comes through, those moments of challenge and refinement.
We've been talking about the deeper spiritual meanings and all that, but one thing that always strikes me about the Song of Solomon is just the sheer beauty of the language.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, some of the descriptions are so breathtaking.
Yes.
They almost transport you to another place.
The way that, the poem uses imagery from nature
Right.
to describe the lovers is just stunning.
Yeah.
For example, it compares the woman's hair to a flock of goats that appear from Mount Gilead.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. It's such a unique and vivid image. And then there's that comparison of her teeth to a flock of sheep that are even shorn, which came up from the washing.
Right. And so those images might seem a little unusual.
Yeah, they do.
But they're actually highlighting purity and perfection.
Okay.
Sheep were highly valued in ancient Israel. So
Right.
these comparisons speak to the woman's beauty and worth.
That makes sense. It's like the poem is using those familiar images from nature to kind of convey something deeper about the character. And then there's that line, "Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet, and thy speech is comely."
That's a beautiful way of saying that her words are as beautiful and enticing as her physical appearance.
Okay.
There's this harmony between her inner and outer beauty.
And who can forget, thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins, which feed among the lilies.
Again, we see the use of nature
Yeah.
to convey beauty and innocence.
Right.
The image of young roes feeding among lilies
Right.
evokes a sense of peace and purity.
Yeah. And it's fascinating how the Song of Solomon portrays both the male and the female lovers
Right.
as beautiful and desirable.
That's a really important point. I mean, it challenges the notion that that only one gender should be considered beautiful or worthy of admiration.
Exactly. The Song of Solomon celebrates the beauty of both men and women,
Yeah.
which was quite progressive for its time.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the fact that God created both male and female in his image, and both are equally beautiful
Yeah.
and worthy of love.
It's truly a celebration of love and beauty in all its forms. And I think that's one of the things that makes the Song of Solomon so timeless, and so relevant. It speaks to something deep within us, I think.
Absolutely. It speaks to our human desire for love, connection, and beauty.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that those desires ultimately reflect our desire for God, who is the source of all love and beauty.
Even though the Song of Solomon was written thousands of years ago,
It still has this incredible power to move us and inspire us. It feels so relevant to our lives today.
I think that's because its message of love, intimacy, and spiritual growth is as relevant now as it was then.
Right.
These are universal human experiences that transcend time and culture.
For some, the Song of Solomon can feel a bit intimidating.
Sure.
Especially, the more passionate passages.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's maybe hesitant to approach this book?
That's a great question. I think it's important to remember that the Song of Solomon is at its core a love poem. It's meant to be savored and appreciated for its beauty and artistry.
Right.
And while we can certainly glean spiritual insights from it, we shouldn't shy away from its sensuality.
It's like the poem is giving us permission to celebrate the beauty of love and intimacy,
Yeah.
even within the context of our faith.
Precisely. God created us as sexual beings.
Right.
And the Song of Solomon reminds us that part of our nature is good and beautiful. Yeah. When expressed within the bounds of a committed relationship.
It's a powerful reminder that love, in all its dimensions, is a gift from God.
And a gift worth celebrating.
Well said. As we begin to wrap up our exploration of the Song of Solomon, what are some of the key takeaways you hope our listeners will carry with them?
I think the most important takeaway is that the Song of Solomon is ultimately about love.
Okay.
In all its facets. Human love, divine love, and the transformative power that love holds.
Yeah.
It reminds us that love is this beautiful and essential part of the human experience, and that it can be a powerful force for good in our lives.
It also highlights the importance of appreciating the beauty and artistry of the Bible.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes I think we can get so caught up in trying to analyze every detail
Right.
that we forget to simply enjoy the poetry of the language.
Right. And I hope our listeners will walk away with a greater appreciation for the complexity and richness
Yeah.
of the Bible as a whole. It's not just a book of rules and regulations. It's also a book of poetry, love songs, and stories that speak to the depths of the human experience.
Yeah.
And the Song of Solomon is a beautiful example of that.
Yeah, it reminds us that faith and spirituality can be expressed in diverse and beautiful ways, you know? And it encourages us to kind of explore those different dimensions of our faith.
Exactly. The Bible is filled with so many different genres and styles of writing, and each one offers a unique perspective on God and our relationship with him.
Wow. It's been an incredible journey exploring the Song of Solomon together.
Yes.
We've uncovered so much, I think, about love and intimacy and spiritual growth hidden within this beautiful poetry.
Yeah, we've seen how this ancient poem, while celebrating the beauty of human love, also points us towards a deeper understanding of that divine love God has for each of us.
Yeah. And those themes of searching and finding and transformation that we see in the poem, I think really resonate with our own personal journeys of faith and growth.
It's like the Song of Solomon is holding up a mirror to us in a way.
Yeah.
And reflecting back to us our own longings and our own desires for connection and our own potential for transformation.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Song of Solomon, we want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay.
What does the Song of Solomon teach you about love and intimacy and your own spiritual walk? We encourage you to take some time to reflect on the beauty and depth of this remarkable book and allow its message to inspire you as you continue on your own unique path.
Absolutely.
May you discover joy and connection and transformation as you continue to explore the depths of love and faith. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.